As Stamford's urban center continues to grow, residents have expressed concerns about the cement and steel sprawl that has taken hold of the city. That's why It's Relevant decided to investigate. We're finding out where you can go to see grass, play frisbee, or enjoy lunch, and why you may not have heard of these places before.
As the residential population grows, transitioning downtown and the center of the city from an area that people from the suburbs drive to for employment to a neighborhood that people live in and have all their daily needs get met and have activities in the evenings and on the weekends, activating every stretch of the streetscape will be increasingly important, because those places that are dominated by parking garage facades and are dominated by exclusively office uses, those places will basically turn out the lights at nighttime, and those will not be places where people feel comfortable going in the evening or on the weekends.
When a building goes up in downtown Stamford, there are a number of building codes that they have to abide by, and one of these regulates the total size of the building. So what if a business needs more space than the codes allow? That's where these secret parks come into play.
So there was a range of amenities that were options for buildings to provide in exchange for increased density, and some of them took advantage of others in addition to the parks. There's several community rooms downtown that are publicly accessible, but these elevated parks were probably most taken advantage of because they provided co-benefits.
In total, the city of Stamford allows 15 different amenities a building can include, so the zoning board will allow them more space. These can include daycare facilities, community rooms, public parking, and you guessed it, public plazas, or parks that the public can use. The trick is that not many of us know about them.
You have to be in front of the building and you have to see the little sign that says, public plaza inside, open during, sun up. You have to know to go into the lobby. You have to feel comfortable enough walking up 4 flights of stairs deeper into the lobby of the building. You have to be assertive in speaking with the security guards and the people working in the lobby to say that, no, I know that this is publicly accessible. And that's a hurdle, a barrier for entrance that a lot of people are just frankly not willing to take.
Decades ago, Stamford city officials thought it would be a good idea to build these plazas above ground level, which is one of the reasons that many of these parks seem to be atop buildings or garages.
And they were almost in line with what they would have had to have done anyways, because the buildings all had this form of being a parking deck with an office building on top. Either that office building was going to be looking down on parking or down on the roof of a parking deck, or that office building was going to be looking down on a nice green space that employees could look out on and maybe even have lunch in on a nice day. So there was kind of this nexus between what the city was asking for in exchange for increased density and what would add value to the building on its own.
These public plazas are privately owned public spaces, which makes them a little different than public parks in Stamford. They are only open for the public to enjoy during the day. However, Kouris says he thinks all parks should have significant thought put into what is designed around them.
Really what a park needs is activity on its edges, things that force activities to spill into the parkland.
In future stories, It's Relevant will be looking at a few of these plazas, as well as some other public parks in the area, so when you're seeking a few moments of quiet in the middle of the city, you know where to turn.